like to go through and just ask you guys a couple of questions to get to know you. I think we sometimes get in these routines where when we clock in, we get to the business, and even though we might take lunch breaks together or we'll have CFEs and stuff, sometimes we don't know too much about each other. So hopefully this will help bridge that gap, right? So if you guys are ready, we can jump into a few of the questions. Sound good?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, awesome. All right, well, Geoff, I'll give you the honors to kick us off. And I know I'm curious about this, and the team would love to hear. What is your favorite place that you've been?
Uh, I think my favorite place, I've been all around the country, but my favorite place of all is probably Vegas. You have like open, I would say, opportunity to do everything you want while being intoxicated. So, um, like you can walk out in public and be intoxicated. Like you can't do that anywhere else.
Well, you
You can.
could. I mean, technically, you could do anything once, right?
Well, I did that once. So, um, and you got the pool parties. It's a different life out there, and like you can literally just walk anywhere. You really don't need transportation. You can literally just walk anywhere. And I'm a big like walking and running guy, so like I don't really do too much driving. So I mean, if I can just walk up the street and give me like a tall glass of a like margarita or something, like why wouldn't I?
Just don't
The
run
people are
with that tall margarita glass, right?
Yep, and the people out there are really to themselves. At night, you get some bold and strange people. But that's just all the fun of it. It's a great experience to be out there too. And the nightlife out there is so beautiful. If you're looking from the top ceiling of a hotel, it's just beautiful out there. And like, and just to see like that little city is in the middle of a whole like desert with mountains and everything and sand around it. It's just like who really decided to put a city in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the like favorite parts of Vegas to me, for real.
How many times have you been to Vegas?
I've been to Vegas twice. I've been once for 2 days, and I've been the second time for 7 days.
Okay.
So the 7
Very
day, you don't want to do 7 days.
What do you
Gosh,
mean?
7 days of anything, I think, stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when you go those stretches at work where you got to work 7 days in a row just because your days off stack up.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't
You
do it.
basically working a week,
Yeah.
but no,
Well, very
it's
good.
very fun.
Yeah. The wife has already told me that, we've both been to Vegas separately, but we haven't gone as a couple. So that's definitely on the radar. Possible anniversary or just let's get away for the kids.
Well, I did it with my
Love
honey. I did it
our
with my
kids,
honeymoon.
but
I did. We did it for our honeymoon, and she lost $500, and I had to win that back, and
Wow.
that was all in one day. So, yeah, and I won $1,300 that day, and then I was like, look, just play $5 at a time. Don't go overboard. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, very good. All right, Devin. So I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you the same question. Right. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So let's have a little bit of fun. So tell us your best joke, dad joke, or
Oh my
doesn't
God.
matter.
I feel like I know a lot of dad jokes, but
Those are okay too. I'm just saying.
the one that I always resort to is what do you call a crocodile in a vest? An investigator.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Not a crocodile, an alligator. I messed it up, but whatever. Close enough.
Okay,
I was
Geoff,
like,
redeem
crocodile.
us. You got to redeem. You got to redeem Devin. What's your best joke?
Um, I use this on my wife all the time. Like, knock knock.
Who's there?
Broken pencil.
Broken pencil who?
Never mind. What's the point?
We should set up the calls. You ever seen where the pro athletes have to make each other laugh?
Yeah. The dad joke ones.
Yeah, the dad jokes. We give it like point systems. All right, Devin, I'm gonna come back to you. So a little more serious note, right? Who inspires you, Devin?
Probably the person that most inspires me, I would say, is LeBron James. When I look at him, not just because he's a really good athlete, but more or less that he uses all of his money to give back to the community. He built an entire school for himself, and he's always inspiring the next generation and doing everything he can to provide for them to suit them better. Because not everyone is in the best financial situation. That's the hard thing about life, but LeBron does kind of everything he can to make the world a better place for everyone.
Oh, I agree 100%. A lot of people ask me that question, like when you first meet someone at Nike, like if I'm traveling. That's always a common question. And I obviously am impressed with LeBron's on-court strengths, but more impressed with what he does off the court for sure. So that's awesome. Geoff, what about you? Who inspires Geoff?
Well, you normally don't get to meet the people that really inspire you. I mean, I got to meet LeBron once and see him play, but I mean, he would inspire me. But the person that really inspires me the most is my grandfather. He came into our family before I was even born, and he basically like was the rock in the family, and like he took a family that wasn't like biologically his and made it into something bigger. And just to like Devin's point, like LeBron, he makes something bigger than basketball, and my grandfather, he made something bigger in life than just, he's another race too. So like he made something bigger in life than that. He taught us all types of things, like the situations we're going to go through in life and how to handle them, how to keep yourself composed, and how to be a gentleman, how to think with your head, that your heart only beats, but your heart is up in here. So always use that. He taught us a bunch of things in life, and that really inspires me to be great like him one day. So like when I have kids of my own and they have kids of their own, I can be that rock that he was with me, and they can see me as like that great individual that he was.
That's great, Geoff, and be extremely humble. You have to be honest and transparent, and the world needs more people like that.
Oh,
and,
yes.
If we all approach things where we have to handle things where we're uncomfortable, okay, someone has to handle it, right? Someone has to step up. And it takes individuals like your grandfather to really do that. And I know that you'll replicate that. Well, you already do it, right? I would say that. And two, when you have kids and, you start building a bigger family, you're going to teach those lessons, and that changes the world. One person at a time changes the world. So I can know that he did a fantastic job raising you and giving you the tools that you need to succeed. So, all right, with Geoff, I'm going to stick with you. Then I'll bounce it back over to Devin. Okay. Speaking of, growing up, what's your earliest childhood memory?
I was just talking to my twin brother about this the other day. We were 7 years old, and my grandma lived in this house in the middle of nowhere with a playground like right off the side of the house, and it had like one of those spinny wheels. And we had got on it, and my cousin had he had spun us like about 5-10 times, and it kept going so fast. So my twin brother put his head down, which I don't know why he did that. So when he put his head down, he started getting more dizzier and he lost his grip, fell right off of the spinny wheel, did a backflip and hit a car. And I was so weak, I could not stop laughing. He didn't get hurt or anything, but it was just so funny the way he fell backwards because I seen him fall. And I was like, oh, geez.
What's Kevin Hart say? Laugh at my pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of those, and I think that they're funny. But when my kids do it now, I get mad at them. I'm like, don't laugh at him. That's not funny. He's hurt. All right, Devin. We're going to jump back to our first question. I know you didn't get a chance to answer it, but what's your favorite place that you've been?
So I'll agree with Geoff. Well, not fully because it's somewhere else, but Las Vegas is a great place if you haven't been. My brother's lived in Vegas since I was a kid, so the amount of times I've been there is ridiculous. But the time I went when I was 21, whole nother experience completely. Don't get on a plane hungover. Big recommendation. It's not fun. But the actual best place I've been to, I think, is the Grand Canyon, which isn't actually far from Vegas. So if you do go to Vegas, I highly recommend. It's like 2.5 hour trip, I think, outside of Vegas into Arizona. But if you get the chance, it's just beautiful. It's kind of, you're just going through like a forest until you get up there. And the next thing you know, you look over this ridge and it's just beautiful, the view you can see, and you can sit all the way on the edge if you want. We stayed there that night hoping to do some stargazing. Unfortunately, it rained like all night long, so that kind of got canceled. But if you ever get the trip, the Grand Canyon just from the top is beautiful. And if you get the money, you can actually go all the way down in there and do rafting through it too.
Oh, I bet you could definitely spend 7 days there, right?
Yes. There's a lot to do. Like I said, unfortunately, the weather for us wasn't the greatest, but it was just beautiful. And like, if you can do the rafting, or you can do hiking trips that go overnight. Like, there's so much that you can do there.
Yeah, that's definitely a bucket list, I know, for us. So I didn't realize, though my geography is not as good as it used to be, but I didn't realize that it was only a 2-hour drive from Vegas.
Yeah, it's not too far out from Vegas. If you go straight from Vegas to there, because when I have family that lives in Las Vegas and Phoenix, so we went to Phoenix to go pick up my uncle and aunt, and then we drove down the Grand Canyon.
Very nice. Okay, Devin, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, I'm gonna have to go with Interstellar.
Yeah, good one.
It was just the exact reason why I can't explain it, but like the cinematography was just beautiful, the music was beautiful, the story was beautiful, all of it was just put together so well into like this really good story that had you attached like throughout the entire thing.
Geoff, have you seen the movie?
I have not.
Okay, put it down. It is a good movie. Devin, it's fairly long movie, right?
It is 3 hours long, so it is a commitment to watch.
And stars Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack is by Hans Zimmer, the one that did Inception and a lot of other movies too. So
he
the soundtrack is amazing.
Hans did some Call of Duty soundtracks too, I believe.
I think so. He did a couple. He did Batman vs Superman. There's a couple different movies that he did, but the soundtrack's beautiful, and then the whole movie together is just put together super well.
Yeah, I'm always into space, sci-fi type of futuristic movies, so it's a good one. All right, Geoff, what's your favorite movie?
I actually got a couple. So like, as far as like live action, it would be Eagle Eye. Before Shia LaBeouf was a Shia LaBeouf. Now he was a great actor when the Transformers and Eagle Eye and everything like that. It's like, I believe it's about like if I remember, it's a really old movie. Trying to think about him getting his identity stolen and like his twin brother or something like took it and everything like that. It was crazy. So I really liked that aspect because I always look at my twin different. Like, what if you stole my identity? Like, what's going on there? But
hold tight just a second, guys. You can talk amongst yourselves. But speaking of Family Guy, I've got a little one knocking on the door here. Hold on just a second.
That's funny. Y'all thought I had a glass of
course,
something else
Geoff.
here. Nah,
Of course you do. Yeah, you do.
Bro, what? This is a smoothie.
I got some healthy water, Geoff. Nice water.
I didn't eat breakfast, so I had to make a protein banana strawberry smoothie. So
I didn't
all
eat breakfast either. I had to commit to get up early enough so that I could be awake for this.
Oh my goodness, I didn't either.
I didn't want to oversleep, so I wasn't risking it.
You had to plan to get up at 1 o'clock, Devin?
Sometimes, like, normally I'm someone that sleeps 8 hours, but a couple of times this last week I've slept like 14 hours, and I'm absolutely amazed by how I do it. I don't understand.
Call of Duty all night.
No, there's one night I went to bed at 10 and woke up at like almost a little past noon, and I was like, this doesn't make sense.
No, I'm not a doctor, obviously. But like some type of sleep aid, like melatonin, if you get into a routine, like where you go to bed at a decent time, you take one of those, it will help you get back on track. I had to do that a week ago. The same thing. I was staying up till 1:30. Well, my kids get up sometimes at 6:30, and I was struggling the whole day. So to get back into a rhythm, I took. You can order them. You can get them from Amazon or pick them up at Walgreens. But it's a natural sleep aid that it's not habit forming. So
Gotcha.
if that's an interest to you, if you want to keep rolling too, that I respect that too.
Eventually I'll get back in the habit.
I before I came up with some of the questions for you guys, I did experiment with my family with these questions, and I asked my oldest, which will be the question for you guys next, is what motivates you? Okay, and his answer was being able to stay up all night and play video games. So, what would you say to that, Geoff? What motivates you?
Oh, what motivates me? I have two different things that motivate me. One of them is opportunity, and the second one is haters. I love opportunity because I get to showcase what I'm capable of, and I get to show why I was chosen for something. But the second one, haters, I just like to prove people wrong for real. Like, if you don't prove somebody wrong on the other side, you're not achieving anything. So, I think I got it written down here. It was what Tinker Hatfield said. He said it best for real. Okay, here it is. Says if people don't either love or hate your work, you haven't done much. So if you don't have anybody that loves or hates you, you're not doing much. So I mean, haters really motivate me to push me to the next level.
I think that's a part of a LeBron quote too.
Probably.
Or no, I know Kobe for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Love to hate.
Yeah. See, Geoff, we give you that banter because, like, we know how it motivates you. Like, if we give you something to do and we add a little hate on there, like, Geoff is like, I'm definitely getting that done.
That's right. Either that, Devin, or he's just really easy to pick on.
True.
You know, now that Justin Wolf is out of the equation, we got to go to somebody.
Right.
That is true.
We should invite Justin to another Q&A call.
We should.
Surprise visitor.
Yeah, special guest, the one and only Justin Wolf, Wolfman. Devin, what motivates you?
So mine goes a little bit deep, but like to say it, like kind of the less fortunate is really what motivates me in life. I am someone, a lot of people know this, but not everyone knows I was adopted as a kid. And I understand that a lot of kids and a lot of people go through super hard situations, whether it be financially or whatever. And someone like me, I'm very grateful for the family I have, that I have a house, that I have a good job, I'm going to school. So kind of like, not everyone gets that opportunity. And like later on in life, when I get a better job, I want to use the skills that I acquire to make the world a better place for, everyone that's less fortunate. Because I think it's only fair that all of us have an equal opportunity to achieve our goals or do whatever we want in life. Unfortunately, the hard way is that's not the same for everyone. But what motivates me is to kind of make the world a better place for everyone and do what I can to improve life just for anyone, no matter what it is that I can do.
That's amazing. Legendary. Yeah, that's legendary. Deep.
Yeah, that's legendary.
Devin, have you got a chance to meet your biological parents?
I have not. So kind of the short story, whenever my mom got pregnant, my dad left, and then my mom got diagnosed with a terminal illness. So my first 2 years I was living in a hospital, and then she put me up for adoption because she was going to be there for a lot longer. Then I went to foster care for 2 years, and then eventually I got with the parents that I am with now. So I've never got the chance to meet her. Eventually I want to, but like I have not much idea on how to contact her. My parents have kind of looked into it because I've kind of talked to them about it, but it's kind of like in the dark right now.
And when was it that you were adopted into your family?
I was 5 when I was adopted. I got with my parents when I was 4, so I was with them for about a year until I got adopted.
I gotcha. Okay. And I want to try to stay on track here. Did I ask you about your earliest childhood memory?
No.
So maybe a good segue.
The earliest one I can remember is kind of dark, and I really don't want to talk about it. But the earliest good childhood memory that I had was the first day I actually came in with my parents. Not this was before I got adopted, but first time I met them. I remember the first day because they had my old dog, and that was the first dog I'd been exposed to, and being 4 years old, he was literally my size. So I walk in the house, I'm terrified. I don't know what this creature is. I'm kind of freaking out. That, and then they had these 4 little Tonka trucks that was like kind of my first present for meeting them. And that's something like I still hold on to today because it's like that kind of special thing. The kind of the greatest earliest childhood memory I can remember is kind of meeting them. And that first day kind of go, because I remember we went to Target to get toys and stuff. So that kind of whole day was one of the most special I've ever had.
That's awesome, man. That goes back to, I think, when Geoff was talking about individuals making a difference and, doing what they can to make the world a better place. So, we kind of live by our choices, right? And so, your biological parents made choices, your adopted parents made choices, and now look at you, right? And you're very grateful for kind of what you went through, and for you to pay it forward, I think is the ultimate gift, right? And we can do that so often. And I love being a manager for that reason, because it allows me to pay it forward, right, to advance someone. So I want you guys to continue. You said, find that other job, your ideal job, right? To get in a position to where you can share. I want to help you get there, right? Geoff, I know you want to make it to WHQ. That's my goal as well, because I know ultimately we can help each other, right? And getting you there is my goal. That's what I enjoy, right? Paying it forward, making something better for people. So speaking of that, Geoff, why do you like to work for Nike?
There's a billion reasons of why. You got the product, you have the history, you have the athletes. I think the most important thing that I like is the people that work for Nike. You have all types of individuals that come in with a different type of passion, different type of excitement. Like you guys, I hear you guys talk about the athlete team now and how they're excited to even get back into the store, and that excites me because then I'm just like, wow, we about to go into the store with a whole new team and a whole new motivational aspect of everything. And the passion level is just going to be ridiculous. It's going to be out the roof. And that all comes from the people. That comes from the people, the aspect. I know me and you talk a lot about like people and how you treat your people and giving to people. And I think that aspect is what really makes Nike so great. And I think that's why, you know, what Nike is doing now for the employees and everything, giving back to their people, because they understand and they realize what their people have done for them and what the people have done for the company. So I think the people that work for Nike is the most important reason why.
I'm with you 100% from day one. And I think about my priorities as a manager, people is number one. So it only makes sense that I work for a company that put people number one. So it's, for the first time in my career, I can say I look forward to retiring with Nike. And I've never been able to say that. And now I'm going on 5 years with the brand. And it's just the start. So it's super exciting. And, you know, Geoff, 100%, you know, you are a people person. You put people first. And people know that, right? When you have your approach and your motivations and your direction, you always put people first. So that's great that you do those. Devin, why do you like working for Nike?
I have to agree with Geoff. It's definitely the people. I don't think I would still be here after 5 years if I didn't like who I work with and all the people that I'm around. And the people thing, the greatest thing about it, like what I love about my position is I love being able to enable and see others succeed through my peers. And that kind of goes with the people thing, watching your peers succeed and do better and, you know, just improve kind of makes you feel that way. And I think Nike gives a lot of us, you know, if not all of us, that opportunity to succeed and kind of meet our goals. And then also to go off that, like, I think the reason I love Nike as well is kind of the way the company treats us. You know, unfortunately, the circumstances lately with this whole virus have not been the greatest, but, you know, there's a lot of retailers that have already sent their people back to work. And I think Nike is, you know, went the distance to make sure that we're safe. I know sometimes this job, it gets very stressful on the weekends and towards Black Friday and the holidays, but overall Nike treats us really well as employees. And that really motivates me to stay with Nike.
Yeah, I was reading, if you guys don't follow Mark Cuban on LinkedIn, you definitely should. A lot of several, you know, different articles and posts that he's made. And he's right about, or I agree with one of his statements, that the way companies handle the pandemic is going to set that company for success or failure for the next 10 years. And I agree. And it is very difficult. And I don't want to get into any type of back and forth about like right or wrong, but unfortunately there are a few companies that I think could probably make different choices. But I'm so grateful that Nike has made the choices. There's a ton of smart people making the right decisions at the right time. So I think we're truly blessed to be in the situation that we are. And we'll definitely come out, as we always do, on top. And that's exciting, right?
Yep.
We have the right team. We have the passion and the drive and the energy to do it. So I am looking forward to getting back. But if not, you know, we'll continue to grow in other ways. So, okay, last couple of questions so we can end on some fun. Geoff, if you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
Well, I have mine written down, but I'm not going to even say that one because I just want to get into Dylan and Dustin's. I want to get in their head. So, the animal that I would want to be is a king, a lion, king of the jungle, just dominating everything. Like I feel like if I put myself in a lion's aspect or a lion's habitat, and I'm that lion, I feel like I would dominate the jungle. I honestly feel that way in my lion life. Like, I just feel like the lion rules over all. But I mean, he doesn't do it by himself though. But you get the presence of a lion, especially when, like watching Lion King. Like Simba, he owned the whole Pride Land. Like, come on, like what? Like, why wouldn't you be a lion?
A lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I look forward to.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of challenges.
Nah, I face all challenges.
That's good. So you should change your name. It's not Sauce God. It's the King Lion, right?
Yeah.
Lion King. Okay.
I did Sauce God because of Sid. Sid always called me Sauce God.
Oh, okay. That needs to be another special guest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
A little pop-in visit from Sid.
Sid the
All
kid.
right. Devin, what you got?
This one was kind of a tough one. Because I think about what animal I am the most, and I'm probably gonna go with fox. I say that because personally, a lot of you I've opened up to, but I'm a very introverted and shyish person to people on the outside. I kind of like doing things. I like working as a team, but I also enjoy the solo work that I can put in and kind of achieve my own goals themselves. And kind of a fox has that personality. They contribute to their society, but they're very kind of they work by themselves, but overall they contribute to others, and that's kind of like what my personality is and kind of the role that I play in a lot of different things.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And you talked about teamwork. I can leave you into a teamwork aspect, and you do just fine. If you're in an individual aspect, you do just fine. And I thought about once we knew we were going to set up this call as doing like a formal introduction, like full names and the department you worked in and how long you worked for Nike. But I don't think that's necessary because we don't work in an environment with titles, right? We work together as a team, and we both have our individual contributions. So at the end of the day, especially in our time frame that we're in now, we need everybody's help. Titles aside, right, and ownerships aside, we're all going to be part of the reopening process and how we learn our new roles. So, both of you, Geoff as well. Geoff, man, you're right. I can put any challenge your way, and you eat it up, and that's a great way to go about anything that you want to do, work related, personal related. Striving to be that king, but know that if it doesn't work out, then there's a lesson learned there as well, right?
Definitely.
All right. So bonus questions, and just so the audience understands, you guys didn't know what these bonus questions are, but
Yep.
I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable, and you don't have to answer these or you don't have to do these, but would anybody be willing to sing a song?
I'm good. Nope, not me.
He's good. No. Geez, I don't know any songs for real.
What would be a favorite song?
What would be a favorite song?
Yeah.
My mom always used to play a lot of John B. So I mean, I guess that would probably be a lot of my favorites because like she used to play it when we were younger, and she used to clean the house. And she used to sing along with it, clean the house all the time. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on here? Who is she setting the mood for? But in her defense, she used to just do it just to get a rhythm of how she cleans. So I mean, I guess that would be a favorite song to me, but I don't even remember it. It's so long ago.
I'll put you on the spot. Scott and I exchange different playlists and songs. So if you got a few, we can throw those back and forth. I'd love to hear them. Devin, what's your favorite song album?
It's so hard because like I change music so much. I can say my favorite band or my favorite artist of all time is Linkin Park. I grew up as a kid kind of listening to alternative rock and rock. That was the first music I'd been exposed to. So Definitely Linkin Park is my favorite artist. Favorite song, that is like so much of a difficult choice because I can think of like 100 different songs that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
But an absolute favorite I can't really think of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to narrow down. I'm glad you guys didn't ask me these questions because it'd be hard for me to pinpoint it as well. Okay, all right. Here's a challenge. In your best accent, whatever it is, okay, can you order coffee? So I'm your greeter at Starbucks, okay, and you have to order coffee from me in your best accent.
Okay. Okay. We do.
I'll start off. Hi, welcome to Starbucks. Can I help you?
Well, like I like to have a mocha frappuccino. You have mocha frappuccino with caramel drizzle.
What size, sir?
We'll do grande.
Okay. Would you like any extras or any sides?
Oh, you can put the cream on the side.
Okay, coming right up. Your total is $35.60.
Cheers.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I have to ask, what accent was that?
So me
I
and
got
my
hints
wife,
of like 10 different accents.
we do British accents, and then like I do like the worst British accent. So I mean, I thought I'd just throw that out there.
I just wanted to ask because I had no idea. I can't do good accents at all. I was going to resort to British because that's the only thing I think of off the top of my head. But I just wanted to clarify.
Good. Okay, Devin, you want to give your best British accent?
Jeez. I got to think. I can't do a good accent. I can just use words they use, like mate and stuff like that. But
Mike.
I got. Well, you know what? We'll just go for it. Just
All
start
right.
me off.
Okay. All right. Hi, welcome to Starbucks. How can I help you?
Oi, bruv, can I get a mocha?
Absolutely. What size would you like, sir?
Grande, mate.
All right, mate. Where are you from?
Either Aussie or Britain. I don't know.
Great. Would you like any sides or extras today, sir?
No, mate.
All right, your total is $45.90.
Cheers.
It's cheers. Thank you. Come again.
I try to talk British and then it automatically goes Australian and I'm just like, I don't know anymore.
That's our new thing. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm going to put that on my email signatures.
Cheers.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate your time. And like I said before, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for staying positive, and looking forward to seeing you guys face to face and getting back into what we do. Okay.